Hello again and welcome to another episode of Balls and Brew, the flagship sports podcast of the Morgan Podcast Network. I'm your host, Rod Morgan. With me, as always, is my guy from North Carolina. He used to love to eat the Big Sirs at Pizza King, but now he frankly just drinks milk. That's right. Somehow he subsists on only milk. He is Chris King. Chris, hello.
Hello, Internet. Hey, Rod. How's it going? And I did love those Big Sirs. I miss them. I really do.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're only drinking milk to get through on this weird, crazy milk diet you're on.
There are a lot of healthy vitamins, and there's a study out there I can show you guys that milk is the best thing to drink when you're dehydrated.
Well, I prefer to go by what Ron Burgundy says about milk. Milk was a bad choice. All right, that's what I prefer to say about milk. But never a bad choice is having our football handicapper join us if we're going to talk NFL here on this special Thanksgiving extravaganza. Our handicapper from South Bend, Josh Williams. Josh, hello.
What's up, boys? Happy Turkey Day in advance. 3-0 last week. Let's keep it rolling.
18-15 on the year, going into the holidays with an above 500 record. That makes me happy, and somebody else I know that makes happy. As a special treat for this Thanksgiving episode, we are joined on the microphone by our super producer, Mr. Jimmy Jamriska. Jimmy, hello.
Well, hello there. How's everyone doing today?
We are excited. I'm happy to have you on the pod, and we've got two Bears fans on the pod right now. I'm just going to step aside. Jimmy, you steer this conversation. What's going on in Bearland?
Well, apparently Nagy's fired. There's some reports out that they said, listen, it doesn't matter what happens. You're going to get fired after the game on Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. You're fired. Listen, it has not been good. They have not done anything with Justin Fields that they should be doing. He showed a lot of promise just out of spite. And Red Rocket, whatever. Andy Dalton is back in. Nagy's going to be out. Bill Lazor's going to be the new coach for the rest of the season. Williams, what's happening?
I don't know, man. They 670 The Score tried to verify that he was getting fired all day today, and they couldn't do it. They're trying to do it. They're like, all our real reporters, we don't really know what's going on. And the Bears waited 3 hours for Nagy to have his press conference. He comes back on and says, nah, nobody's really told me anything. So it's like, this organization can't even fire somebody the right way. I mean, come on, Bears. This is just ridiculous.
Did they have to wait until Jason Garrett was available? Because he is available now. He can just move right into that head coaching job. How great would that be?
The Bears organization's like that Spider-Man meme, but it's like 5 of them, and it's like the inept Spider-Man meme, and they're all pointing at each other. Like Phillips is pointing at Nagy, Nagy's pointing at Pace, Pace is pointing at Virginia McCaskey, she's pointing. She doesn't know where she's pointing at because she's 162 years old. It's like what the hell's going on?
Rod, it can't get any worse. I'm glad the Bears. There's nothing that can happen this week that's any worse than we are right now.
I mean, we don't know. We'll see how the game goes on Thanksgiving. If you guys lose to the winless Lions, I'm sure that things will be even, more of a DEFCON alert up in Chicago. But hey, listen, Nagy was sort of fired, maybe fired, but Chris, somebody with some ties to your favorite team did actually get fired today. Jason Garrett, no more, offensive coordinator in New York. I know you're heartbroken.
That was probably the smartest thing the Giants could have done. They've scored the second fewest touchdowns of any franchise since the beginning of 2020. His offensive schemes have always been generic in my mind, pretty simple, easy to defend against, unimaginative. He did have that one kind of creative play where they got it to the tackle on a little screen pass in the end zone. But past that, I haven't seen anything good about that offense. And they have real weapons in New York, and they're not using them. So, yeah, that's the best thing for the Giants. And I'm a Cowboys fan, and I hate saying that, but Jason Garrett has not shown to me or anybody else, really, that he is a good offensive line.
Well, Mr. Williams, I'm sure that you join me in this sentiment that when you're having problems on offense, there's one prescription and one prescription only, and that is soup, baby. Freddie Soup Kitchens, right?
Man, for how bad the Bears fans rip on Pace, I think Dave Gettleman might be a worse GM. I mean, now he went from Jason Garrett to Freddie Soup Kitchens. You can't get worse if you're a Giants fan. Man, this organization has just totally shit the bed in the last decade. I mean, they're just terrible.
I think you got to give Gettleman one more year because he did amass a bunch of picks. And if he can wisely use those picks, then or make something happen with him, you got to give him that chance, I think. But
whatever. Owners got to start seeing through this. In my sport that I love the most, NBA, this is just common practice by the GMs to just constantly, hey, man, we're a year away from being 1 year away. You got to keep giving me a chance. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, you got to cut it off. It's not going very well for the Giants. Jimmy, you join me here that we're going to see basically a house cleaning in New York, except for probably that coach, right? I mean, Daniel Jones isn't coming back as quarterback of this team, is he?
No, I think he'll be back next year. I think that's how inept they are. He will be back next year.
God, no, he's going to be the Indianapolis Colts quarterback. That's what's going to happen to me. It'll be even worse. Somehow I'll end up with Daniel Jones instead of this Carson Wentz mess. We'll get to the Colts. So, Mr. Williams. Oh, actually, no, Jimmy. Let's start with you. You're the guest here. What's your biggest takeaway from last week, Week 11 in the National Football League?
Jonathan Taylor is just amazing in every way, especially if you have him on your fantasy football team, which in one league I do. Listen. The Colts are real because Jonathan Taylor can do whatever he needs to get done. And Carson Wentz, if you don't have him throw the ball a lot, he's not going to throw interceptions.
Oh, you mean to the tune of 11 completions for Carson Wentz in that game where the Colts looked absolutely fabulous? But yes, please keep telling me Carson Wentz is the quarterback.
That's all you need. That's all you need if you have Jonathan Taylor as your running back. So yeah,
you can almost have anybody be that though, right? I mean, isn't that the argument? Couldn't I have anybody? Couldn't I get Tyrod Taylor? Couldn't I get Trevor Siemian? I mean, couldn't I have almost anybody if that's your argument?
Yeah, but they have Wentz and he's fine. Everything's fine now. Jonathan Taylor's your MVP.
I'm taking us off the track already because I'm burning in my soul about this Wentz thing, but I promised I wouldn't do it and I already did, so I apologize. Jimmy, continue.
I'm just saying that my takeaway is Jonathan Taylor's your MVP for the season. That's my hot take. That's everything. He has been amazing, and the Colts are going to ride him all the way to the playoffs.
Jimmy, you don't really believe he's going to be the MVP, do you? You're just saying that, right?
I actually think there's only one other person. Tom Brady's the only one I'm worried about right now. Other than that, it's Taylor. And I know it never happens, and I know Williams is going to come at me.
I was about to say, Williams, give us the stat.
Calm down, Williams. I understand that Derrick Henry last year didn't get one vote for MVP. But honestly, I think Taylor's going to get it because I think the Colts are going to just be unbelievable. I'm not a Colts guy, and he's been unbelievable.
Listen, I'm the anti-Colts guy. It takes everybody else on this podcast to talk the Colts up. So, Jimmy, thank you for adding to the chorus of Colts praise that comes from both Williams and Chris, and now you. I'm just getting outnumbered here. But, Williams, yeah, go ahead. Tell us the numbers on the MVP. There's no way a running back's winning it.
Well, what's crazy is that in the middle of the summer, you could have gotten JT to win the MVP at 500-1. And right now he's all the way down to 25-1. I'm with Jimmy. He's got a chance. He definitely has a chance here. It's because all these quarterbacks are crapping down their leg. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. What the hell is wrong with Lamar Jackson? Like he gets sick like 3 times a year, it seems like. I don't know what's going on.
You get that guy some Flintstones vitamins or something, man. This is getting out of control.
The media's not going to
Lamar
vote for
does not
Aaron
believe in
Rodgers.
vitamins.
Yeah, the media's not going to vote for Aaron Rodgers because of what was going on with him. So then you come down to
Vitamins.
Tom Brady is the favorite, and Tom Brady hasn't looked awesome lately. I still think Tom Brady probably will win it, but JT is in the discussion, and we'll see. We'll see what's going on. I mean, it's crazy to have a running back in the discussion, but he is that good, man. He is that good.
Chris, I just feel like I'm living a nightmare right now where like all 3 people on this podcast just keep raining Colts chorus on me. Jonathan Taylor's now in the running for MVP. Carson Wentz is my quarterback for 3 years. Like, what's happening right now? Am I at the nexus of the universe?
You maybe. I'm kind of with the guys, though. I think Indianapolis looks good. Listen, they have scored 309 points this season. There's only one team to score more points than them. That's the Arizona Cardinals, and they have 310 for the season. The Colts are cruising, and that is a big reason because of Jonathan Taylor, and that's why he does have a shot for MVP, especially if he has a couple more games like he did last week. You just could not tackle him. I mean, the Bills have got to figure something out to stop the run, or Jonathan Taylor's God, one of the two.
Him being God, of course, took Rod to the Nexus. So Rod was so upset, I believe that he has just left the room in disgust. So we'll be back here on Balls and Brew in just 1 second. All right, we are back, and Rod, Are you okay?
I had to put myself on a self-imposed timeout there since I made that Wentz promise and I was getting off the rails already. So I put myself on a self-imposed timeout there, and I'm ready to move on and play nice.
Okay, I'm appreciative of that. Thank you, Rod.
All right, so you know what? Let's move on to Mr. King there and get his impression of week 2. I know he didn't want to just talk about Carson Wentz, and I kind of railroaded him there. What do you want to talk about from last week?
Dallas has been a roller coaster. Only getting field goals. That offense is supposed to be high-powered, and they just could not get it done. But Micah Parsons is continually to dominate. Again, he moved up and played different positions last week, got 2 more sacks, has 8 for the year. That ties the Cowboys' rookie record, and he still has 7 more games to go. Not only is he starting to almost won the Defensive Rookie of the Year, he's starting to really look like he could maybe get into the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. I love that kid.
Mr. Williams, do you think you can get a Defensive Player of the Year from a defense overall that's as bad as Dallas's? Do you think that's going to hurt him?
Well, I mean, I don't think Dallas has been that terrible. I mean, whose defense looks like flat out outstanding right now? I mean, I don't know, maybe the Patriots, but the Patriots are kind of more of a team defense. Bills just got thrashed by, the Colts, so they let everybody run on them. The Chargers let everybody run on them. So I don't know. TJ Watt's been banged up. Haven't heard much from Aaron Donald. So I don't know. I don't think it's crazy.
All right, fair enough. I didn't necessarily think that it was crazy, but what are we going to do? How about you, Mr. Williams? What's your big takeaway from last week's NFL play?
Well, I mean, I think that I watch the red zone more than anybody, so I get to see a lot of these teams, and I think that's why you're not higher on the Colts. It's because this parity thing is crazy, and we touched on it a little bit earlier this year, but like everybody stinks in this NFL, and I know you think the Colts stink, but actually they're one of the few good teams. But it's like I've never seen the parity like this in the NFL. I don't know who is going to win right now. I'd maybe lean Tampa in the NFC, but they've been really good at home and really terrible on the road. So I don't know. And then the AFC is just completely wide open. The team who could be the number 1 seed, there was a handicapper that I follow that he says he doesn't even think that the Titans are one of the 5 best teams in the AFC. And this guy's a well-respected guy. So it is wide open, man. And I know you don't want to hear it, but the Colts are in the hunt for the AFC title.
That's ridiculous. But my takeaway is actually about the whole entire year, but it ties into last year, and it ties into what you just said, Mr. Williams. And again, I talked about the nexus of the universe that this podcast is, Jimmy. People, what's about to happen here? I am now going to follow up something Mr. Williams said with stats instead of Mr. Williams following something I said with stats. Here it is. 23 games this year have been decided by a score on the final possession. That is the most since 1970. And more teams have beaten teams that have 4 more victories than they do going into that game than they have since 1974. So I think that speaks to the parity, and anybody can win any week that Mr. Williams was just talking about.
And most teams have 7 games left still, by the way.
That is true. I forget about that sometimes. So that means the Colts have 7 excruciating games left of me.
They got 6. They still haven't had their bye week yet.
Oh, okay, good. I only have 6 more weeks of Colts football left then. That's good. All right, let's move on to what we are calling the Turkey Bowl Challenge. All of us are going to pick games against the spread, the Thanksgiving Day games. The object here is not to win. We don't have a great prize that we're giving out to anybody. We are doing the classic thing that when the boys get together, you don't want to lose because you're going to have to do something embarrassing. That's what we're doing here. It's going to be personalized for all of us. Whoever winds up last based on the 3 Thanksgiving Day games against the spread will have to record something embarrassing that they would never otherwise say so that we can have it in perpetuity and use them against them anytime we want to. Jimmy, it's a brilliant idea, isn't it?
I think it's a fantastic idea, and all of us have some hot takes that we stand behind, and this is going to make us kind of go a different way, don't you think?
Absolutely. So we will divulge what will happen to each of us if we lose after we make our picks on the Thanksgiving Day games. Mr. Williams, let's start with you, however, because you're still going to be technically making your 3 picks as we go along throughout this episode that we will be adding to your 18-15 record. So we'll just ask you outright. The first pick you are making this week is what?
That is a good question. I was going to give you some Turkey Day stats, but
okay, go ahead. Let's hear them.
Okay, so since 2005, the Lions and the Boys are just 6-10 both against the spread on Thanksgiving. That's surprising to me. I could believe that with the Lions, but I would have figured Dallas would have had a better ATS record. The Lions are 4-0 against the spread as Turkey Day favorites. I can't believe they've been favored 4 times, but they're only 2-10 against the spread as dogs. So they're a dog against the Bears on Thursday, so we'll see. Also, Thanksgiving favorites are 32-14 against the spread since 2005, covering at a 70% clip. But the Cowboys, again, they're only 5-7 against the spread as a favorite in that time frame. That's pretty surprising to me. So those are a few of the Thanksgiving trends before we were going to throw out our picks there. So
I you know what? I tend to not worry too much about a lot of those past trends that you give me, but on Thanksgiving, I think it kind of matters because I think you fall into an era of familiarity on Thanksgiving, especially for the couple of the teams that always play. So I think there's definitely something to those history numbers on Thanksgiving.
That was the Jason Garrett era for the Cowboys, though. It may be a little bit different now.
Getting another Garrett shot in, I love it. All right, Mr. Williams, what do you think you're going to have your first pick be then?
Okay, do we want Thanksgiving pick here?
I would like it to be that, right? But again, I'm leaving the runway wide open for you here. You're above 500. You were 3-0 last week. I'm leaving the runway open for you. The first pick that you want us to put down on your ledger is.
I'm going with the parlay, or I'm going with a prop in the Chicago-Detroit game. I'm going.
Okay, then we'll end up picking that game, but you give us your pick now. Good deal.
Okay, I'm going DeAndre Swift over 60.5 rushing yards versus a Bears D that is without Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks. He averaged 10 yards per carry in his last game at Cleveland, and at Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago, he had 33 carries. So both of those games, he went over 130 yards. This Bears team, there's reports that Nagy has lost the whole locker room, and so I don't even know if they're gonna roll over here or what. But the whole thing is weird. He could be out after this game. Do they play hard for Andy Dalton? Do they roll over? This is just a weird game, and so I'm just going to take DeAndre Swift over 60.5 rushing yards. Dan Campbell with kneecaps wants to run it like 30 times, so let's just go with that.
All right, well, then you're not going to get out of picking this game, but we'll come back to you last for the Turkey Bowl Challenge. Jimmy, we're giving you the first bite at the apple in the first annual Turkey Bowl Challenge. What's going to happen in the Bears-Lions game where the Bears right now are -3?
I am going to take the Lions +3 on this one.
Wow, Jimmy goes Lions +3. I love it.
I don't see how the Bears are going to – this is going to be one of those games that the Bears either win by 1 or they lose by 1. I think the Lions are going to have it here. It just has all the makings. The Lions play so hard for Dan Campbell. They stink, but they play hard. I think the only issue is Goff might start, so that might give the Bears an advantage. But again, I don't see the Bears winning this by more than 1 or 2 points.
All right, so you like the Bears maybe winning, but you'll take those 3 points with the Lions all day. I like your thinking there, Jimmy. Mr. King down there in Tobacco Country, what do you like in this game?
I'm also going to take the Lions at +3. I think this ends up being a field goal game. I don't know if we see any touchdowns.
Wow.
I don't think the Bears are going to play for Nagy. I do think that the Lions are going to be able to pull this one out. They should have already had a win. They did everything they could to not win against Pittsburgh. I think that changes this game. They're at home. They don't like the Bears. The Bears aren't going to be playing hard. I think it's the Lions to lose, and I think they probably win by 6.
Look out. Look at you getting all chesty. Lions who don't even have a victory are all of a sudden going to double the spread. Look at you. Call me swerve. I'm going the other way. Give me the Bears in this game. Give me the Bears on the actual pre-dead coach bounce. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Bears win this game, and then when Nagy gets fired literally after the game, all of the Bears players come out and be like, yeah, he didn't even give us a game plan this week. None of us listened to him. We did this on our own. What do you think of that? Give me the Bears. I'm swerving.
Okay, so then it's lastly me picking here.
Now, this one is not all going on your record. This is not an official pick. This is just part of the Turkey Bowl challenge here.
Right. I think I'm going to go Lions +3.
All right. See, I figured. That's why I swerved. So I can gain one on you guys or lose one on you guys right here.
72% of the money is actually on the winless Lions here.
You guys are so getting hammered. You are going to kill yourselves for being on the side of the Lions when I'm walking away with this.
And check this out. This is a funny stat. So in games where Swift has had at least 15 rushing attempts, the Lions haven't lost a game all year. The only game that they happened was the Steelers game where he had 33 carries. They tied that game. Dan Campbell is going to want to give it to Swift, run the clock. This Bears defense has given up on Nagy. Let's go Detroit +3 on Thanksgiving.
All right. I'm swerving, man. I'm swerving, and I love it. All right, Mr. Williams, this worked out rather nicely then. So your second official pick, as we just stated, that pick does not go on the ledger, but this one does. What's your second official pick?
For the Thanksgiving games, I'll go under 51 in the Cowboys-Raiders game.
All right, then we'll go ahead and pick this game next as well, but this is your official. Under, that's the team total? Game total, I mean?
The game total, yeah. I just feel like Dallas is really banged up right now. No Amari Cooper, no CeeDee Lamb. We saw Zeke tweak his ankle. No explosiveness for this Raiders passing game now that Ruggs is out. We saw them really struggle against Cincinnati at home last week. Now they're traveling short rest over to Dallas. This game has the makings of another ugly game, just like the first one. So I'll take under 51 in the Dallas Raiders game. These games are ugly, man.
They certainly are. That's definitely a theme that we have going along in these games. Let's go to Mr. King. Since this is his team, we'll give him the second bite at the apple here.
I have Dallas covering the spread.
All right. Chris likes Dallas +7.5. Listen,
Dallas is a roller coaster. We hit a pretty low valley last week. I think we hit another 40-point game. I don't think the Raiders can keep up. Even if we are banged up, we still have a lot of talent on that team. Michael Gallup's still a great receiver. Tony Pollard has been explosive. Actually, that's one of my prop bets is Tony Pollard getting an anytime touchdown at +175. I think Dallas gets it done. I think they cover the spread pretty easily.
Wow, easily, he says. How about that? Jimmy, what about you? What do you got in this game?
I also have Dallas with the spread on this one. I think the Raiders are just a complete and utter disaster, and they need to do an entire organizational reshuffle moving forward. So I think the Cowboys have this one.
Williams, you're going third this time. This is, again, not on your official ledger, but this is part of the Turkey Bowl challenge.
Oh, I thought I was just picking the under for this game as my pick.
I told you specifically in the pregame fist fight. Your official pick on the ledger is the under 51, but in the Turkey Bowl challenge, I'm forcing you to pick the game.
Man. God, I hate this. I'm going to go with the Raiders +7.5. Maybe it's too many points. Dallas really banged up. This is ugly, man. That's all I got.
It's the Turkey Bowl challenge, Mr. Williams. Nobody's putting this on your official ledger. You're not giving anybody any money here, but this is how serious he is about gambling, folks. Even in just this fun Turkey Bowl challenge, he is agonizing over having to make a pick. But I agree with him. I'm going Raiders. I thought I was going to take the Raiders and be able to swerve against everybody there, but I'm going Raiders in that game as well. The Raiders are a Jekyll and Hyde team, so I say why not? Derek Carr show up, throw to a bunch of receivers nobody's ever heard of. Raiders walk out of there with the victory. Give me the Raiders. All right, Mr. Williams, now, again, let's go to your final pick that's on the ledger. I don't know if I can make this any more clear. This is your final pick that's on the ledger, which we will add to Swift over 60.5 rushing yards and the under 51 total in the Dallas Raiders game. This is your other official pick.
Let's go Rams. I think it's +1 right now in Green Bay. I've got the Rams rated higher without Aaron Jones playing than Green Bay, and Rodgers has a foot issue. This is a better offense and defense than Minnesota, but you're getting nearly the same price. And you're getting LA at a discount off back-to-back primetime losses. They're also coming off a bye. This is also a revenge game from last year's playoff game where, if you remember, Aaron Donald was really banged up in that game, and he was super emotional about not being able to play 100% in this game. So I think he's going to get some pressure on the pack, and this is a bigger game for the Rams. They got to keep pace with Arizona to try and get home field advantage in the playoffs. So this line started out Rams +2.5. We've seen some sharp money come in on the Rams here. I'll take the Rams +1. They're a little bit more healthy than the Packers right now.
All right. Listen, I certainly hope that you do get this pick added to your total because you just completely ruined the flow of our Thanksgiving episode by giving us a breakdown on the Rams-Packers game that's not happening on Thanksgiving. but I appreciate it. That's all right. Listen, I gave you the latitude. You got a winning record. You were 3-0 last week. I told you could make these picks. You did it. That's fine. But I'm going to pin you down right now. You have to make a pick in the Bills game. What's your pick in that Bills game for the Turkey Bowl Challenge?
Yeah, okay. So Saints are 24th in defending the explosive pass. Kamara didn't practice on Tuesday. Ingram didn't practice on Tuesday. No Michael Thomas, no Jameis, and now no Adam Troutman, tight end for the Saints. I know they're playing at home, but give me the Bills -5.5 on Thursday Night Football. I also think this one could go under as well. So a lot of lackluster play on Thanksgiving this year. I'll take the Bills -5.5.
There you go, a little decoded in there. A nice little late Thanksgiving night parlay. If you're mad at your uncle and you want to try to turn things around, Williams would say go Bills and go under. Do the old double parlay on the game there. Let's go to Jimmy Jam. What do you got here for your final pick of the Turkey Bowl Challenge?
This is tough because I don't think the Bills are very good, but the Saints are hurt. It's in New Orleans. I've got to go with my gut, which is always wrong in gambling. So I'm going to go Bills -5.5.
Bills. All right, I'm going to Chris here because I'm leaning Bills, but I'm going to Chris here. I want to see what Chris is taking.
I'm also going to take the Bills. I think they have a bounce back game. I think the Saints can get unlucky sometimes, and I think that happens again. I think they lose by a touchdown. It may even be a last-second touchdown, but it'll still be over 5.5 points. The Bills are going to look to prove against somebody that they're not the pushover they were last week against the Colts, and that's going to be the Saints because they're banged up.
Yeah, I'm going Bills. I think we're all so this thing could swing for all of us, I guess, because I'm going Bills as well. That's the only game that we all picked exactly the same was that Bills game. So none of us like the Saints, which probably means you should be on the Saints then. Sean Payton figures out a way. But so the Turkey Bowl games are as follows. Jimmy likes the Lions, Jimmy likes the Cowboys, and Jimmy likes the Bills. Rod likes the Bears, the Raiders, and the Bills. Williams has the Lions, the Raiders, and the Bills, and Chris has the Lions, the Cowboys, and the Bills. So whoever happens to finish worst in that will have to record something embarrassing. And Mr. Williams, I believe you will have to say something about your anointed king of NFL coaches in derogatory fashion, and we will forever have it on tape. Isn't that what we agreed upon?
Man, I don't like this at all. This is why I was agonizing. I don't like this at all. And we've seen them play a lot better lately. So I don't like this at all.
All right. So that's if Mr. Williams happens to lose the Turkey Bowl challenge, which he has basically objected to the entire way along, but I am the ruler of this podcast network, so he is playing along. If he happens to lose, he will have to say derogatory things about Kyle Shanahan. And if you are a frequent listener to Balls and Brew football picks, you know how tough that will be for Mr. Williams. Jimmy, you so deviously came up with my punishment. I'll allow you to describe mine because you deviously came up with this one.
As much as Williams loves Kyle Shanahan, Rod is anti number 12. I still can't say the guy's name on the podcast unless Rod is in last place. And if he is in last place, he needs to speak highly and tout all the things that number 12 for the Indianapolis Colts, who played the quarterback position for a few years, did for the great city of Indianapolis. So that's Rod's punishment if he becomes the number 4 in our list.
Oh, man, I'm just not really happy about that at all.
Say his name.
I don't even know this person that you guys are asking me to do this 10-second audio clip about. So, I mean, even as somebody who's a podcast host who vamps, who does a little bit of radio work, 97.7 on your FM dial if you're in the South Bend area on the weekends, tune in. But I don't even know who this is, so I guess I'm going to need to start going back to Wikipedia and finding out the Colts quarterback a couple of years ago, because I only remember Phillip Rivers, I only remember Jacoby Brissett, I only remember Carson Wentz, and I only remember 18. I don't even know what happened all those other years. Maybe a Curtis Painter in there, Kerry Collins, right? Is that who
I was going to say? Curtis Painter's in there. Dude, I was there. I helped.
Yeah. All right, I like that. So, Chris, what did we come up with for you that you're going to have to say if you happen to lose this Turkey Bowl challenge?
Well, since I am a diehard IU fan, I will have to speak highly of the Kentucky University basketball team, and that's gonna tear a piece of my soul out, I think. So I gotta win.
Yeah, well, Williams and I are also just not happy about this period because we don't like Kentucky either, and so we just don't like the idea that Kentucky's even going to be talked about, period. But I guess it was the best we could come up with you. And Jimmy, what did we decide was the devious punishment for you, my friend?
I think it's funny that all three of us don't want Chris to lose just because we all hate Kentucky so much. But
right.
I have to continue. I have to speak highly of Vince McMahon. And say that he has his fingers on the pulse of what the wrestling audience needs and wants because he is a visionary and a genius and always will be.
I'm talking a $100 million egg, Jimmy, and what if it got stolen? That is absolutely what the kids are into these days.
I could literally go on a 15-minute rant about that right now, but we won't because we'll save it for the next show.
We'll save it for Yeah, We Know. In the Ring with Jimmy and Hot Rod. Your wrestling takes available on this very podcast theme. If you're only listening to Balls and Brew, check Jimmy and I out sometime talking about wrestling. It's an awful fun time. All right, so anything else we need to clean up on this Thanksgiving Day episode? Yes, of course there is. I want to give thanks to all three of you gentlemen. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much for putting in the work every week, grinding these things out, editing them, and getting them out to the people. Mr. Williams, thank you so much for doing all the work, the research, and coming on and giving the stats and figures. And Mr. King, thank you for being the one person who's not afraid to tell me that I'm an idiot and being the best co-host I could have. I'm thankful for all three of you gentlemen on this Thanksgiving episode.
No problem.
Thank you, Rod, and thank you, Jimmy. And thank you, Williams. You guys are the best.
See, there we go. It's thankful. And we're thankful for food. We're all going to be eating lots of food, but we are all a little bit more advanced in age these days than we were when we were younger. I think we're a bit more particular about the Thanksgiving Day meal than we used to be. So to that end, I asked these guys, but when we were starting to tape, what their hottest Thanksgiving food take was. And so we're just going to close with that. And Jimmy, I liked yours personally. Because I want to talk about that for just a quick second here. Give us your hottest Thanksgiving Day food take.
I didn't know this was a hot take. I thought everyone was on the same page as I was. But green beans suck.
No.
Boo. Boo.
Why, Jimmy? Expound upon suck. What do you like? What do you dislike about them the most? Would you say, other than just taste? You got to give me something else.
The texture.
Okay.
Most green beans you have are either very squishy or they're really the stringy. Kind of depends on which you get. The way they taste, the way they look, everything about them just screams cafeteria nastiness. No matter how you present it, I'm sorry, disgusting.
Nah. So Chris, I heard you. You're with me. You like your green beans regular, or do you like a little green bean casserole? Which way you like going?
Thanksgiving, I need that green bean casserole with like that thick layer of fried onions on the top. That is where it's at.
Oh, yeah. All right, Mr. Williams. So we got 2 pro green beans. Jimmy's hot take, anti-green beans. Where do you come down? Is Jimmy completely wrong, or are we going to be split even here?
I like the green bean casserole.
Attaboy. See, Jimmy, that's why it's a hot take. You just got outvoted on this very podcast.
I didn't get outvoted at all. All 3 of you agreed with me. The audience just heard exactly you guys agreed with me. Sorry.
Oh, that's great. All right, Chris. Chris, you are an absolute contrarian, known to say a wild thing from time to time. Your hottest Thanksgiving Day food take is what?
I don't need the stuffing. There's no sense in it. Like, why am I going to try to fill up with bread when there's so much other good stuff out there? That's all it is. It's just bread thrown into the oven for a little bit and mixed in with some other stuff. And like, yeah, I can do without it. Don't even need it on the plate. Don't even let it get stuffed into my turkey.
You have the gall to call me weird, and you say you don't like stuffing? It's like
don't even let it touch your plate.
It's the third thing.
It's
turkey,
it's bread,
gravy, stuffing.
It is bread. That's what you're upset about, me not wanting bread for Thanksgiving.
Your bread.
There are spices. There are spices involved in there.
I was a roadie for bread. I was not bread.
That's true. You were a roadie for bread.
Valid.
Williams. Your stuffing take. What do you think about stuffing? Chris says don't even let it on his plate, which I'm going to also contend is ridiculous because it's not like stuffing runs anywhere. I mean, if it happens to get on your plate, you can get it off quickly enough. But what's your take on stuffing?
No, I like it. I don't understand. It's and if you don't like stuffing, just add a little sausage to it. Man, it's perfect. Oh, spices. Yeah, get that stuffing in there. Yeah, let's go.
I can't believe this. Rod, we have upset Rod. He thanked us and then he just left back into the Nexus. William or Chris, what's going on?
I think we're going to have to take a break, let things calm down, and we'll be right back. We didn't realize that this food conversation was get so heated. So,
okay, everybody, here's what happened. Rod actually came on here and said that they should take turkey away from Thanksgiving. I'm not going to have it. Not going to have it at all. Chris is going to back me up. Actually, Rod's audio went out again, but basically he said no turkey on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. You guys just, wanted to throw me to the wolves because I wanted to get rid of stuffing, and then you want to get rid of the bird that is the centerpiece of the holiday and has been for centuries now. You just want to get rid of the turkey? Wow. Next you're going to be saying you don't need the gravy either? Goodbye, Internet.